It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This episode is brought to you by HP. Whenever you do your best thinking, the HP Spectre X360 is ready when inspiration strikes. With power save for battery life and focus mode to multitask, you can do your best thinking whenever and wherever it happens. The HP Spectre X360 2-in-1 convertible PC with Windows 10 saves battery life for whenever an idea hits you. HP Spectre X360, a more thoughtful laptop.
You're Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Locked On Avalanche podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Chris Maselli, with another episode of the podcast that's dedicated to your Colorado Avalanche. On the show today, Mr. Kyle Sullivan will be joining me for the duration. We will be getting into the dust has settled a little bit on the NHL and advertisements on their uniforms. I haven't had a chance to discuss that because of crossovers we've done, so I figured let's talk about that. We will be talking about once again, the Colorado Avalanche are not represented on EA's NHL cover. And not only is that, it's just a double twist of the knife by who they did put on there. Obviously, this happened last week, so you guys know about that. We're going to talk about that. And something I did last year, I think you were around for that, Kyle, weren't you? Yeah,
I was.
Yeah. So we're going to do it again where we match up Marvel characters with Avalanche players from the current roster. So I don't even remember the ones I did last year. So if you're new, if you're a newer listener, these will all be new to you. If you have a very good memory and remembered who we picked, then enter yourself into some memory contest, because I don't remember who I had with who. I'm sure there's going to be some repeats, but do you remember yours or no?
I know one has to be the same.
All right. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But first things first, follow the show on social media outlets, LOPN_Avalanche on Twitter, Locked On Avalanche on Instagram, and send questions, comments, concerns, opinions to lockedonavalanche@gmail.com. A couple announcements to get to. Well, we're recording this a little bit earlier, but when it comes out, which is Friday, that is the 27th, that is the Locked On NHL first episode where we are going over the top 50 players in the NHL as voted on by the Locked On NHL hosts. So a couple days ago, you could get the prequel episode, which is the snubs who were not included in the list. August 27th, our players 50 through 41. So that's going to take place over the next couple of weeks. Every few days, we revisit them and do 10 players at a time. So Friday show, go check out Locked On NHL and get players 50 through 41 as voted on by the host of the Locked On NHL section of the Locked On Podcast Network. And then on a personal note for this show, if you follow me on social media, you know. If you don't follow me on social media, then you are finding out now that the plan is to record Monday nights with John Buchagros from ESPN. So reached out to him and he responded. I use that archaic method called email. And we've been going back and forth for a couple weeks, and he is a busy man. So we are penciled in to record Monday night for a Tuesday release episode. If it doesn't happen because he just has too much on his plate, it might just get pushed back a day. But that is the plan. Mr. John Buchagros is going to be joining me here. Can't wait for that one, dude.
Yeah, that's going to be an incredible episode.
Yeah, he is a hockey connoisseur, so lots to talk about with him. Can't wait for that. So, all right, my man. It's been a couple weeks since you've been on. I know we said we were going to do the Friday thing, but I did like the crossover with Adam in our kitchen sink series, and But you're back. Things are good. Anything new going on over in Puckburg?
Funny you mentioned that Adam character. He will be this Saturday's edition of Puck Tales on the Here in Puckburg podcast. We'll be talking to Adam Denker himself about his origins in the game of hockey and how it went from the New York Rangers to the Tampa Bay Lightning and everything in between. So,
Adam and I, like, we could have kept going. Like, that's the thing, is like, him and I can just keep talking and talking and talking. Was that the case for you too? Like, did you have to kind of cut it off, or was it kind of like, just, all right, we're coming towards the end?
We had a really good flow. Everything was flowing really well. And I think Adam, I think he did really well. And I think everybody will be fascinated with his story. He gave his story, and we didn't go riffing too far off of it. I don't think he knew how Puckburg can just kind of go.
Right.
So he was very good and concise with his points, and he did a really good job at telling his story. So if you're interested in hearing about Adam Denker and his story, or hey, Chris was on the inaugural episode, so go back and listen to all the episodes of Here in Puckburg. But enough about me.
Yes. Let's talk about advertisements. And like I said, this came out a couple weeks ago, I think now, or I don't know. Yeah, week and a half, a couple weeks ago. So it's nothing new, but I just have not had an opportunity, just because of reasons, to talk about it on an episode. So I think we all saw this coming. I think it's been prolonged long enough, and the NHL is now putting, what is it, 3 or 3.5 inch ads, similar to what the NBA is doing. And I kind of give the NHL credit for being for doing this after the NBA. I think everybody thought the NHL was going to be doing this years ago, because they don't bring in the revenue that those other sports do, and they need to make up revenue in creative ways. And they had to last year by naming the divisions and putting ads on the helmets. And that's stuff that you don't want to see. Purists hate it. But well, first, I kind of want to throw it to you. What was your first reaction to it? I was like, okay, we saw this coming, and the time is now, I guess.
Yeah. Initially, I was like, oh no, don't you go messing with my jerseys.
Right.
Because you think they're going to look like a NASCAR. You think they're going to look like a European team. But then you think about how subtle they were with the helmet advertisements. We're about 10 games into the season, you stop noticing.
It's true. Yeah.
And if they're going to go with just the one on the shoulder, I think it's going to be about 10 games and everybody's going to be used to it.
Oh, yeah. No, everybody in the NBA is already used to it. But I think what everybody wants is, who's it going to be? Yep. What ad are they going to go with? It has to fit. The one that I always think about in the NBA is the Milwaukee Bucks, and they have the Harley Davidson logo on there.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Perfect. That fits. And even I'm trying to think of, I know the New York Knicks is like Squarespace. Yeah. And that's a very minimal design ad. It's not a big deal. But you're right. I think a lot of people are thinking like it's going to, not it's going to take over it's just going to like sully the look of it. And you know what? I'm not going to argue that. I get it. Like the jersey and the uniform is really like a sacred thing when it comes to sports, and especially hockey. And, you have got teams like the original 6 teams, although I have issues with, being called the original 6. I get it though. The classic teams like the Canadians are now going to have something next to the logo. I don't like it. I don't. But this is the world within which we live now. You listen to this podcast, and in a few minutes, I'm going to have to read a couple ads. Like, that's how it works. You can't go anywhere without advertisements being thrown in your face. There was a time when Facebook did not have advertising.
Yeah.
And they needed to figure out a way, because they need to make some revenue. Not that they were hurting, but they needed to figure out a way. And now you see ads everywhere when you're scrolling Twitter, when you're scrolling Facebook, when you're scrolling Instagram, and you just scroll right past them. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit easier than, on a jersey staring you in the face all the time. But it's just where we are as a society. I don't like it. I'm sure you don't like it, but there's nothing we can do about it.
I mean, if you think about it, they've been adding more advertisements like digitally on the glass and on the boards with rotating ads.
Good point.
And nobody's really made a bark about that because you just really don't notice it after a while. And of course, like we mentioned, like when they say jersey advertisements, we're so spoiled with how jerseys look in the minor leagues and the European leagues that you think it's going to be head to toe, front to back with a tiny logo. But they just said it's going to be the one opposite of the captain or alternate captain lettering. I mean, it's not going to be that distracting. And I don't really think it's going to take away from the jersey that much. I'm glad they decided just the one will do. And back to the helmet point. You don't mind the helmets anymore. I'm pretty sure you're not going to mind the jersey.
Well, have they said what they're doing with the helmets?
I think it's staying.
The ads are staying on the helmets?
I believe they are.
Wow, that's kind of surprising that they would keep the ad. So there's going to be an ad on the helmet and an ad on the jersey.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm about 70% sure. Okay. But I think that's what's going on.
I'll have to look, see if there's anything. I haven't really heard anything, and I'm just thinking about that now. I didn't really decide to go look anything up, but see, I wouldn't like that. I think that's too much. I'm going to be that guy. If you do a helmet ad, and unless it's the same business.
Now, see, I've seen concept jerseys where like the Avs also have the ball logo on the jersey, and it's not distracting,
right, at
all.
Well, and it's not. I think for a lot of fans, it's not the fact of it being distracting. It's just the simple fact that there's an ad on, like I said, a sacred jersey. And it's a little bit different than, when if you listen to a hockey game on the radio, or if you listen to a baseball game on the radio, holy crap, listen to a baseball game on the radio. There is an ad for literally everything.
Yep.
Excuse me. If a guy throws a 99-mile-an-hour pitch, that fastball was brought to you by some speedway or some gas station that gets you in and out. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But that comes and goes. You know what I mean? That doesn't linger around. You laugh at it, but this is always visible when you're watching a game. It's on all the time. And I think that's where fans are okay. Like they understand that's the way sports in particular is ad driven. And it's just, I think a lot of fans just seem like it's crossing the line when you're going to go put it on my jersey. I don't want that. I get it. But that's the next step in this whole evolution, I think.
And the thing that I think Avalanche fans are the most worried about is what exactly the advertisement is going to be. I think it'd be a little bit easier pill to swallow if we could see it and we knew exactly who it was going to be. Like in the MLS, I'm a Seattle Sounders fan. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I haven't bought a Seattle Sounders jersey yet is because it's got Xbox on it, and I'm a PlayStation guy. But see,
that is pure, my man. Wow.
But see, great. The thing is, we could also be having that same thing when it comes to a jersey. Ooh. Like what alliances and brand fandoms are going to be tested for those weird Darcy Kemper fans that are super excited to get that jersey. It's going to be on that jersey that you buy. So is that going to be something you have to be like, well, I love the Avs, but I don't know about. So it's questioning for the Avs fans. Are you going to be in that situation? Well, I don't have a Seattle Sounders jersey on my wall.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I put up one on Twitter of the Great Divide Brewery makes a beer called the Yeti.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I mean,
bring it, do it.
But I think that will calm a lot of people down if who they go with. If it's not Ball, it could be Ball. Who knows? I think it'll calm a lot of people down if it's something that fits and it's something that's cool and I guess like hip or something. You know what I mean? Like,
would it be better if is this going to be individual teams like the helmet advertisement was, or is this the NHL looking to recuperate for a brand? Could we go to one universal logo on every jersey? Could it be the sponsors that sponsored every division last year, every team in that division, you have a Honda patch, you have a Discover patch, you have
what they should just do? The jerseys now are made by Adidas, right? Just have Adidas be your sponsor.
Why not?
Just put that there and everybody would love that. You know?
I mean, they can't go wrong there. Or just have ESPN or whatever. If it's on a TNT night, everybody have TNT.
Right. So I don't know when we'll get that. I don't know if there'll be like some big announcement league wide when they release the sponsors of all the teams or something. I don't know if we just have to wait till puck drop on day one. Who knows? But it's just where we are. So, I mean, 2021, and this is when the NHL is doing it. I think that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Considering how everything in the country is ad driven.
Yep.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world at this point. So, all right, let's hear from a couple ads, and then we'll get back to talking some hockey, talking some video games in hockey. So, we all know that the hockey season is around the corner, but so is the football season. Football starts first. We got to give them their due, and then we'll get them out of the way, and then we'll have hockey back. But yes, football is upon us, and teams are getting back on the gridiron to start the football season. And as always, you can go to betonline.ag. It's your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest $200,000 NFL survivor contest. Open now at betonline.ag. Do you do those survivor pools?
I'm so terrible at football fantasy. It is a joke.
Like if I can get through week one, I'm usually pretty good at survivor, but everything else fantasy, I've kind of threw in the towel with that. But I love the survivor pools where everybody picks this team is going to blow this other team away. Yeah. And 75% of the league is gone. I love it. So head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today. And now you will receive a 100% welcome bonus. And be sure to take advantage of the opening day super promo, which is when you make a bet on the Thursday, September 9th season opener between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. If you lose, your wager will be refunded for up to $25. For new customers only, it's when you sign up and use the promo code NFL100. So Bet Online, it's the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports, from football, basketball, hockey, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait and take advantage of all the great offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline.ag, your online sportsbook experts, and you can use the promo code Locked On for that. Also brought to you by Direct TV Stream. Get your TV together. And does this sound familiar to you, Kyle? You've got one device that lets you catch the live games, another that lets you stream your favorite TV shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friend login for all the good stuff. Don't admit that part because you might be incriminating yourself.
I plead the fifth.
Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all of that entertainment that you love without the hassle. And it's a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before. So you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, there's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. And you can learn more at directtv.com. Works with compatible devices, and content varies by package. All right, what seems to not be varying by package is who's on the cover of EA Sports NHL. I get my hopes up every year for this, and I think this was actually the first year they weren't as high as normal. I think because I'm finally settling into the fact that, sure, I'm always going to hope it happens, but last year, I thought it was a slam dunk. I was so convinced Nathan McKinnon was going to be on the cover of NHL 22. And then when it wasn't, I was genuine. Like, I don't typically do that to myself anymore. I prepare myself for everything. I don't know why. I just thought it's perfect timing. Like, yep. He had a fantastic, like it just, everything fits. And they went with Ovechkin. This year, I'm like, there's so many guys that they could go with. McKinnon had a good season, but it wasn't like, he's still Hart nominee. But I didn't get my hopes as high, and I'm glad I didn't, because if I had them as high as last year and we got Austin Matthews again, like we did get Austin Matthews again. I told you I took a wall down in my downstairs. I might have taken that out by myself with my fists. So,
Rock'em Sock'em Robot
right,
style.
on my wall. So, I know this is trivial, and this is just, you know, two guys talking about something that is like really meaningless in the long run. But for some people, this is a big deal, man. Like, you know, you look at Madden and people want to know who's on the cover. People want to know what the rating is in Madden. So hockey's not where Madden is, but this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. And it was last year at this time I was writing for Mile High Sticking, and I made a scathing article about why not choose Nathan MacKinnon. And this year they didn't just pass over Nathan MacKinnon. They went for Austin Matthews again. And it makes no sense. Like for Avalanche fans, yes, it would be great. It would be Nathan MacKinnon joining the likes of Joe Sakic and Peter Forsberg, who have also been on the cover of this game at some point. It's been about 20 years, but it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And for Nathan MacKinnon to deservedly make the cover and get his name out there a little bit more, I mean, it would be incredible. But Austin Matthews, you know, all those awards and all those incredible teams that he's on, he deserves the cover. So it makes no sense.
Don't you feel like they just like phoned it in? Like I just got the sense that they didn't really want to put in any time and effort. So, hey, let's just call up Austin. We know he's been on it before. You know, he'll do it again. And then the image that they went with, well, the first image that they released was like the special edition one.
Yeah.
I didn't see the regular cover, I guess, until later in the day. So for a while, that one where he's like taping his stick, it's not even like an action shot. It's just like, hey, Austin, we're going to send someone from EA to just take a photo of you. You're not going to know when it's going to happen. You might be taping a stick or something. But just know that he's going to be there on Tuesday, and, you know, we're just going to get a shot. So, I mean, someone got paid to take that image and put it on the face of a video game.
You're saying EA Sports didn't put in any time and effort in anything and just repackaged something and sold it to everybody? They haven't done that in any sports franchise in the past 10 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
But don't you think, like, and maybe they've done this, I don't follow like Madden as much.
This year's bad, by the way. This year's Madden, yes, it's out, and it is not good.
Wait a minute, I want to look it up. So this is Madden 22.
Yes,
Madden 22 cover.
It's Tom Brady and Mahomes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
The next gen version of this game, they got problems.
So, you know, I hate it because Tom Brady's on it.
Yeah.
But that, you know,
I mean, you could go Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby on the cover of 22 for the next gen.
That's what I'm saying.
A nice little nod to both of them.
Right.
I mean, they could have done something like that. I mean, we have Patrick Marleau. I mean, he had that incredible record. Like, why not give him?
Right. There you go.
Why not give him an edition? Like,
great idea.
No,
because they've done this. Here it is. Madden 10. They had two people on. That's a great cover with Palomalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes,
great cover. So, like, this is not new to EA to put two people on a cover. So why wouldn't they do it with the NHL? They literally just had him taping a stick. I can't get over that. Like, that is the cover.
They don't even do the NBA franchise anymore. So
they don't have an NBA game.
They don't have NBA or MLB. It's basically
I knew the MLB. Yeah,
it's Madden, FIFA, and NHL.
And FIFA's their big game too. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, again, it kind of just gives you the feeling that NHL gets shafted again. And I'm not saying,
figure.
I'm not saying it because Austin Matthews is one of the better players in the league. I get it, but are you really going to turn like new people onto the game when I said on Twitter, like people that don't really play hockey or just kind of like even the less than casual fan are going to think like, why did they put their team doctor on the on the covers?
He's got a really good story.
Yeah,
play the game and find out.
They're not going to know who the heck he is. So I don't know. I think it's a bad move. I think it's a lazy move. I think that's the best way to describe it.
And like even the NHL 21 cover with Ovechkin on it had more detail because it had like snapshots of like different action poses. Like it was still even a better look, even being Ovechkin. Yeah. So they really just dropped the ball on every aspect on this cover this year.
I think we've gotten to the point now where the next Avalanche player to be on the cover, it might not even be Nathan MacKinnon right now. Cale Makar might be on a cover before Nathan MacKinnon does.
It'll be Taylor Makar.
Oh, the first ever 7th round pick to make the NHL, NHL.
Tom Brady's on this cover, and he was a 7th round pick.
It's true. So NHL, 33? Maybe he'll be on.
Mark it down.
All right, you heard it here first. All right, just do better, EA. Do better. I mean, if that's what you're gonna do, like hire Kyle and I. We can take. We can run this. It's okay. You guys make the game. We'll do all the behind the scenes stuff.
Done.
All right. So let's hear from Rock Auto, and then we're gonna get Rock Auto and Built Bar, and then we're gonna get into some Marvel madness here. So Rock Auto, and with the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local chain and auto parts store to stock all the parts that you need. Why endure often pointless or seemingly intimidating questioning and wait while the person behind the counter orders the parts on their computer, choosing only the brands that their warehouse happens to carry? You have a computer with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. Save time and money when using Rock Auto. It's a family-run business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Rock Auto prices are reliably low for every customer, so go explore their easy-to-use website and find the solution to your auto parts needs. Go to rockauto.com right now. See all the parts available for your car or truck right locked on. And the how did you hear about us section so they know that we sent you to them. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. It's rockauto.com. We are also brought to you by Built Bar, the best tasting protein bar on the market. And they have so many delicious flavors. There is something for everyone, and every Built Bar fan has their favorite. And when I do these, when Kyle's on, we are peanut butter men. So
that's right.
More peanut butter, the better. But you can choose between flavors like coconut, mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, cookies and cream, German chocolate. And if you don't know which one to pick, you can get a mixed box where you'll get 2 of 9 flavors, 2 each of 9 different flavors, I should say. And not only are Built Bar flavors the best tasting, but they are healthy as well. They have 17 to 18 grams of protein. Calories range from 130 to 180. Only 4 or 5 grams of sugar and only 4 or 5 grams of net carbs. Amazing flavors, all tasty and all healthy. So go to builtbar.com. Right now, use the promo code LOCKED15 and you will get 15% off of your order. Once again, that promo code is LOCKED15 at builtbar.com. All right, so let's get to, I guess, season 2. We're recasting the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What if? It's a what if.
It's a what if. Brilliant. This is episode 4 of the what if on the Disney Plus. So we did this last year. Again, I don't really remember. I remember kind of the players I had, but I don't remember I had them slotted. And I'm wishing, I can go back and listen to it if I want to, but I know I had McKinnon and Landeskog on there, but I can't remember if I had Landeskog as like Captain America because he was the captain, or if I had Nathan McKinnon as Captain America. I can't remember which one I had.
I think I know the answer on both. I think we had Captain America as Nate, and Thor was no question Gabe Landeskog.
See, and that's what I have this year.
Interesting. I have one of those.
Okay. So for Captain America, we'll start with him. I put Nathan McKinnon down because he kind of was, he's that scrawny kid back in his teenage years. And now he's just a beast. You know what I mean? And you can't bring him down. He's the one that you rally behind. Nothing was handed to him. He worked for everything. So Captain America is Nathan McKinnon.
I have Cale Makar as Captain America.
Really?
Because if you see him outside of the jersey, he just looks like a little scrawny. Just
Does, yeah.
But then he puts on that avalanche shield on his chest, and he is Captain America. He is completely different.
He changes. You're right. Okay. I like that.
Cale Makar is Captain America.
All right. So then let's go right to Thor then. Because Thor, I have Landeskog.
It's Landeskog.
It has to be. I toyed with putting him at Captain America just because of the Captain label. But no, Thor, he's got the look, he's got the blonde hair, he's got everything going for him in life. He just seems like untouchable. Everything just bounces off it. Like he is Thor.
He is Thor. He's absolutely, out of everyone in this list, you can be like, yep, he is Thor.
You know what? I remember, yes, I think we did Gabe as Thor because we said like if what's his name that really plays Thor, if Chris Hemsworth said I'm not doing this anymore, Landeskog would be a replacement. I remember saying that. So you're right. All right, who you got for Hulk?
Valeri Nichushkin.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's quiet, soft-spoken, but then he gets mad.
See, I don't see him getting mad though. Does he really get mad?
I mean, he's got that whole choo-choo thing. He barrels through people. he's got that ability, and especially like with this current roster going forward, he's your Hulk. He's your physical play.
See, I got Nazem.
Interesting.
Because he, like, you talk to him outside, he is a calm, cool, collected guy. But clearly don't cross him on a sheet of ice.
He is also on my list, but not there.
Not for Hulk. All right. Let's go to Iron Man.
Oh, this one's easy.
Oh,
this one's Miko.
Okay, why? I didn't pick Miko.
He's the richest guy on the team.
See, I wasn't even thinking about that. That is, I can't argue that. If you're going for money, then yeah, that's pretty much. But for kind of like demeanor, I went with Andre Burakovsky.
Ooh, that's
he's kind of like that clean cut guy. You know what I mean? Like he never grows a playoff beard, maybe because he can't. I don't know. But he just, he's got good style.
And then not afraid to tell you that we're playing on the lake. We're not playing on the lake.
We're not playing. Yeah. Oh, he just looks at you like you're an idiot. Like, yeah. He calls you right out, which Tony Stark has no shame in doing that. So yeah, I just think he has the look of a Tony Stark. Would be Andre Burakovsky. Spider-Man.
That's where I have Berkey.
Real? Okay. Why?
Yeah. Cause he's for that same reason, like he's Peter Parker off the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And on the ice, when he's like got his spider sense going, and when he's in the game, he's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing crazy things that you don't anticipate. But then he could go in that Peter Parker role, real quick.
All right. See, this is where I have Cale Makar.
Interesting.
He just has the baby face. I think he always will. And yeah, he embodies Spider-Man. Just kind of like a reluctant hero. You know what I mean? And when you talk to him, he's so just like, I'm just here to do my job and I just want to do the best I can. And he's not full of himself. He knows his abilities are great, and that's Spider-Man does, but he still goes to school every day. You know what I mean? Like and that's just how I envision like Cale Makar, just scrawny little kid. Just knows what he can do, but is maybe a little bit reluctant to be a superstar.
I totally see that.
Yeah,
I totally see that.
We got 4 more here. Star-Lord.
I think we might have the same one on this.
I wonder if we do. I think we might.
Is it Sam Gerard?
It's Sammy G.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, 1,000%.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's the stature thing. I just envision Star-Lord as.
I see him doing the La Tornade with headphones on.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. There is a podcast out, the Wastelands, Old Man Star-Lord.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Go listen to that if you want a good Marvel podcast series. Yeah, it's Old Man Star-Lord, and he's with I don't want to say Old Man Rocket, but it's older Rocket. The two of them are on like an adventure. It's really, really good.
That'd be cool.
It's awesome. Doctor Strange.
Notice I have left one name off my list so far of a very popular Avalanche player.
Have you said McKinnon on anything?
Oh, yes, it's Doctor Strange.
He's Doctor Strange.
He operates on a
Really?
completely different level, a completely different like timeline. He sees how everything's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to tell everyone, hey, you need to do it this way. And he is adamant, this is the way that it's supposed to happen. And everybody else just is like, whatever, man, sure. Doctor Strange, Nathan McKinnon, he's on a completely different planet. He sees the game completely different than anybody. That they are one of
That's a very good explanation as to why. I'll take part of that. The part where you said like he's kind of like very calmly just says, no, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I do things. And that's why I put Val Nichushkin there. Doctor Strange. He's very just.
He would look good in that
right.
Cape.
Like
Yeah.
I can just see him. A lot of these guys that I picked the way I did, I just like envision them. He's just that tall, good jawline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I think Nichushkin just embodies like Doctor Strange, calm, cool collectedness, basically. 2 more. Loki.
This is Nazem Kadri. He's the bad guy you work with.
Yeah, I had Kadri here to begin with, but I switched it up. And go ahead, continue if you got more to say about that.
Yeah, he's the bad guy you work with. You suspend him, he comes back.
I like that. That's very good. That's kind of the reason why I put him there, but I changed it and I kind of went off the beaten path a little bit. Maybe I'm cheating here. What about Joe Sakic there?
Ooh.
Loki.
Ooh.
Because he kind of like what you're saying, he does to other teams.
Yeah. Yeah. He fleeces them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's in control of time now. So
it's very true.
So he's getting rid of all the time variants off everybody else's team.
Yeah.
Fleecing Arizona every day of his life.
Exactly. And finally, the one and only Thanos.
The adversary. This is where I might cheat.
Okay, because I did again for this one.
The second round.
That, my friend, is genius.
The second round of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs.
Wow.
Thanos.
That's
we get right
brilliant.
there, and just a snap, we go right back
and
home.
we're done. So you see, my off the beaten path is not that far off the beaten path. It's just on the bench. Jared Bednar.
Ooh.
I do. Yeah. Thanos is very misunderstood. People want to call him a villain, and I guess in the definition of a villain, he is. But if you really read a lot of Thanos comics and see his reasoning why he's doing the things he's doing, you kind of feel for the guy.
I mean, just ask Cody McLeod and Nikita Zadorov if you're not part of his plan.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting. He has no problem. He is not beholden to anybody on this team.
Yep.
And he is going to make the decisions he wants to make, and he will move you up and down the lineup. For if you're not playing well, he'll move up and down the line. Even if you are playing well, he'll move you up and down the line to try different things. He's the man in charge, and I think everybody knows that. And even Nathan McKinnon and Gabe Landis, they know it. He's the guy calling the shots in the long run.
Yep.
So that's why I think I like Jared Bednar as a Thanos character. So
That's an incredible pick.
I like that one. So we want to know from you guys, like who do you have here? If there's other character, we don't want to get into too many characters and go on for hours, which we could have done
Easily.
Do every single X-Men out there.
Who is Galactus?
Yeah, right. But if you have some that we did, shoot me a line on Twitter or send me an email, lockedonavalanche@gmail.com. Or if there's another character in here that we did not do, but you think so-and-so would look good as that character, want to know that too.
Give Dr. Doom some love. Can never get enough love for Victor Von Doom.
Yes. So, and I have a feeling when we do this, maybe next year, I just have a feeling we're going to include some Fantastic Four characters in this, which we haven't.
I think it'll be relevant after these movies that are coming up.
Yeah. So, but that's going to be it for today, everybody. So, hope you enjoyed that episode, and that's going to be it for this week. It's a Friday when this episode comes out. It's going to be a Friday anyway. So, thank you for tuning in for this week. And again, next week is a big week with John Bucci-Cross coming on the show, likely on Tuesday, as long as he doesn't get bogged down with ESPN stuff. So, Kyle, always appreciate it, sir. Go check out his Belly Up podcast here in Puckburg. And if you want to be on it, shoot him a line. If you got a history with hockey, you don't have to play in the pros or the AHL. If you just like hockey, get a hold of Kyle and tell him your story. So
absolutely. You're always welcome in Puckburg.
And where can they find, what's the Twitter handle for the show and for you?
H Puckburg on Twitter for the show. Here in Puckburg, _ in between the words on Instagram. Me, I'm Shaggy Von Doom everywhere you look.
Yes, he is. And probably have him back on next week as well, if he's up for it. We'll see. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Always. I've overcome a lot of things to be on this show.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Always appreciated. We'll see you next week. Here's Jovi.
Go, Abs, go.